Mike Tyson was never just a boxer, he was a living storm. The youngest heavyweight champion in history. A man whose fists ended fights in seconds and whose presence alone terrified opponents. But before the fame, before the belts, before the millions, there was a lonely child growing up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, who didn't believe his life mattered. What turned that broken boy into the most feared fighter on earth? What did he lose along the way? And how did he survive the fall that destroyed everything? This is not just a boxing story. This is a human survival story. Born on June 30, 1966, in Brooklyn, Mike Tyson entered the world already surrounded by loss. His biological father disappeared before he could remember him. Another man briefly stepped in and left just as quickly. That abandonment followed him like a shadow. His mother, Lorna Tyson, struggled to raise 3 children in crushing poverty. Their small apartment was filled with hunger, fear, and silence. Mike wore thick glasses, had a stutter, and was bullied mercilessly. He later said people didn't just mock him, they looked through him like he didn't exist. The only love Mike knew came from pigeons he raised on rooftops. He built their coops with scrap wood and spoke to them when no one else would listen. One day, a neighborhood boy killed his favorite pigeon in front of him. That moment shattered something inside Mike forever. Rage replaced fear. He made a vow that day he would never be powerless again. By the age of 13, Mike Tyson had been arrested nearly 40 times. Theft, street fights, and gang activity became his daily life. In 1978, a robbery sent him to the Tryon School for Boys. The nights there were silent and cold. Mike waited every day for his mother to visit. She never came. He believed the world had forgotten him. Then one afternoon, everything changed. A counselor named Bobby Stewart saw Mike attacking a punching bag with terrifying force. Instead of punishment, he saw potential. He took Mike to a small gym in the Catskill Mountains, where he introduced him to the man who would change his destiny, Cus D'Amato. Cus looked at Mike and gave him a prophecy no one had ever spoken over him before. "You'll be the youngest heavyweight champion in the world." Cus D'Amato didn't just train him, he adopted him. He gave Mike Tyson discipline, structure, food, and belief. Brutal 4 a.m. runs in freezing mountains, thousands of squats, endless sparring sessions, all to forge not just his body, but his mind. But in 1982, tragedy returned. Lorna Tyson died before ever seeing her son become a champion. Cus became Mike's legal guardian and the closest thing he ever had to a father. Mike turned professional in 1985. In 1 year, he won 15 fights, all by knockout. On November 22, 1986, at just 20 years old, Mike Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history by defeating Trevor Berbick. By 21, he was the undisputed champion of the world. Then came June 27, 1988, Tyson vs. Michael Spinks. The fight lasted just 91 seconds. With one explosion of power, Mike earned $22 million and became the most feared man on the planet. But the man who built him was gone. Cus D'Amato had died in 1985. Soon after, his manager Jimmy Jacobs also passed away. With no discipline left around him, fame and excess swallowed Mike whole. Street fights, chaos, and heartbreak followed. In 1990, the world was stunned when Buster Douglas defeated him in the biggest upset in boxing history. 2 years later, Mike was sentenced to prison. When the cell door closed, it felt like my whole life ended. He said that after 3 years, he returned. Titles came again, but the fire was broken. Then in 1997, everything collapsed during the Holyfield rematch when frustration took over and damaged his legacy forever. By 2005, sitting defeated on a stool after a final loss, Mike whispered, "I don't have it in my heart anymore." Despite earning hundreds of millions of dollars, Mike Tyson filed for bankruptcy in 2003 with over $23 million in debt. Tigers, gold bathtubs, luxury cars, and massive entourages had drained his fortune. The former king of boxing was sleeping on couches. Love entered his life again through heartbreak. He lost marriages with Robin Givens and Monica Turner. But nothing destroyed him like the death of his 4-year-old daughter Exodus Tyson in 2009. The pain nearly consumed him. "Nothing hurts more than losing your child," he said. Then came Kiki Spicer. She met Mike when he was broken, bankrupt, and grieving. Their children, Milan Tyson and Morocco Tyson, gave him something he never had, a reason to live peacefully. 2 weeks after losing Exodus, he married Kiki in a quiet ceremony built on survival and healing, not celebration. At 40, Mike finally stopped running. Therapy replaced chaos. Meditation replaced rage. In 2012, he stunned the world again, not with violence, but with honesty through his one-man show Undisputed Truth on Broadway. The show rebuilt his confidence and his finances. Films, podcasts, books, and speaking tours followed. He slowly rebuilt his life and his fortune with discipline. Today, Mike Tyson no longer fights for titles, he fights for peace. From the streets of Brownsville to the quiet of Las Vegas, his journey proves that survival is the greatest victory of all. If his story moved you, remember this: no matter how far you fall, you can always rise again. Thanks for watching.